June the 3rd, 2022, and I'm in Mississippi today with my Mandalorian action figure collection. And I am about to start unboxing or cutting off of the cards all these figures from Mandalorian Season 2, or the second wave of figures at any rate. Put these guys out here so you can see. IG-11. Had a little too much oil this morning, apparently. All right, so I've actually got a few extra of the Remnant Stormtrooper, as you've seen before. I also have some extras of the Imperial Death Trooper, which are not in Mississippi with me at the moment, but found these guys at the Walmart in Tupelo, Mississippi, several weeks ago, as a matter of fact, and just have not gotten around to cutting them off their cards yet. I had them on order with a website, and when they came in, I went ahead and canceled the order. Normally, I like to get both in hand and compare the paint jobs and see which one's the best, but I had the chance to go through multiples on these two and these two, and then the only ones of Bo-Katan and the Death Trooper that I've seen are these right here, but their decos look pretty good. And I have two more of these just arrived from Hasbro Pulse at my house in Alabama. I've got one more on order through the original website where I had the full set on order. So, just haven't had that shipped to me yet. But I want to go ahead and start cutting these guys off the cards. So, looks like the sculpt is very similar on the second Mandalorian figure to the first. There are some differences. They did not simply reuse the same mold, but just like vintage figures sometimes reworked an older mold for a newer figure, there are a few details that are the same and a few that are different. So let's go ahead and take Mando off the card first, since basically we already have him. And the reason I'm doing this off camera, is because I left my hats in Alabama. And so normally on a day where I had not taken a shower and I had crazy wild bedhead, I would just put on a hat and go ahead and film the video. And today I didn't feel like taking a shower just to be on camera. So we're doing it a little bit differently than what you might have seen before. The old John Davis method of how to cut the blister off of a card. Notice that the capes, instead of vinyl, are now cloth, which I feel is sort of like beat for beat the way Kenner did things. They started off with vinyl and then they switched to cloth by Return of the Jedi. The post Return of the Jedi setting probably should have had cloth capes on the Mando figures, even in the first wave, but it's nice that they did it this time around. Oh, he's got a jetpack too. Cool. Cool. So that's definitely a new torso, because this guy just has a flat back, I think. I don't know. I might have to take his vinyl cape off and see what he's got. But there is the new Beskar Mando figure. So I guess that means the extra of this guy that I bought to customize into the Beskar, I can sell now. I don't need two of him anymore. Same weapons as the first go-round. Got the disintegration rifle. I think of it as the rifle that Boba smacks the Pana Beast with in the Star Wars animated cartoon, The Story of the Faithful Wookiee. For some reason, his pistol is not staying in his right hand this time. Or, yeah, his left hand this time. Just wants to slide straight on through. So, may have to work on that. Close that gap a little bit better or something. Not sure what's going on there. Might need some boiling happening. That'll probably fall out here in just a second. So there is Mando number 2 and Mando number 1. All right, who do we want to do next? Let's go from this end. We'll do Ahsoka Tano. Now this is interesting because, to my knowledge, the Darksaber that came with Moff Gideon is the first time that they ever had a translucent material for the sabers. But they've gone back to what appears to be opaque for Ahsoka's two sabers here. I always thought it was cool in the Marvel comic books. There was a character that had a light whip, and to fight her, Luke made a second saber for himself, and he fought her Florentine style with two sabers. So that's neat to see that sort of thing still has legs after all those years. Some concepts stick around like that. As I recall, he constructed it from a dagger and a power cell. So yeah, it was a very down and dirty saber that Luke made on a water planet. It's weird the details that stick with you after all this time. So there's Ahsoka. I love that sound that an action figure's joints make the first time you move them. Like a little bit of paint giving way. Alright, I'll set her down for a second and get her sabers out of here. I'm not sure if the long one goes in the left hand or the right hand or what, so we'll just put them in any old way. Her grips are slightly curved too, so she's got a little bit of Dooku happening there. She's got a little bit of Luke Skywalker happening there. So, alright. Alright, how about Bo-Katan? Go ahead and open her real quick. It's weird because I'm trying to do this so the camera can see it and I can see it. And the camera's kind of blocking me from view a little bit, so apologies if stuff goes in and out of frame. Alright, Bo-Katan has two identical guns. That'll be easy to keep track of. Now the one thing is, back in the day, you didn't have the inner blister on Star Wars figures, so that's a little bit new to deal with. Used to, you just sliced them off the card and you were good to go. So, yeah, she's probably, I knew going in she would not be that impressive to me. I wasn't a big fan of the cartoon. I feel like this would have been a great spot to put a removable helmet into the Mandalorian line, which, I mean, really, Mando should have, Boba should have, she should have, but you know, it's sort of a piece of the storytelling, who can and can't take off their helmets in the Mandalorian. So that would have been an interesting addition. See Katie Sackhoff's face under there and be able to remove the helmet, but they didn't do that. All right, we'll go from two female characters straight to a third. Here's the Armorer by Emily Swallow, I think is the actress's name. I think I'm friends with her on Facebook, or I'm following her on Facebook or something. Or maybe a friend of mine follows her and I see her posts all the time. So she was talking about one today where her father had passed away X number of years ago, and I really identified with that one, of course. So, oh, it looks like she's got cloth goods too. Now her little fur thing here with the elastic armbands makes me think of characters from the Return of the Jedi line, like Klaatu, that had, you know, a furred skirt and things. So, all right. I remember years ago, my classmate, Scott McCrory, he had an older brother, and they sort of collected Star Wars together. And, you know, at the point in time where I was, you know, still prone to playing with and making adventures with my characters, he was like, no, I just open them, make sure all their legs move. If they've got a vehicle, I'll test them out in their vehicle, and then that's it. And I was like, oh, okay, wow. You know, he was already preserving his collection and taking better care of it than I was at that time. So, all right. All right, we'll do the Death Trooper next. Like I say, I've got a quartet of these purchased. This is the only one I have in hand with me here in Mississippi today. But it's neat, you know, like I have all these memories in the house I'm staying in of these, you know, Christmases and everything. And here it was, I'm now working in the state and found some retro style figures. I said, yep, I'm gonna buy those. All right, he just has the one gun, which looks like sort of like an extended version of the Stormtrooper E11. We'll just grab IG-11s here. Looks like some of the same details are molded into this bigger gun. And that's probably exactly what they did for the movie prop. I just haven't really paid attention. These characters were introduced in Rogue One, I believe. And I don't know, not my favorite design. But, oh, he's got the 4 points of articulation design, just like the Stormtrooper. His head is not posable, even though it looks like it could be. So yeah, that's keeping with the ethos of the design. I felt like the Dark Troopers would have been a better choice than the Death Troopers, but, you know, they didn't ask me, so I didn't do it. And now, Boba Fett, the best bounty hunter in the galaxy. I see why they call you the best bounty hunter in the galaxy. The show Obi-Wan is out. I have been forcing myself not to watch it because where I am, I would be viewing it on my phone, and I feel like I want to do it at home on the large screen and everything. So this weekend, hopefully I'll be able to catch up on several episodes. All right. You know what? Right around the corner here, I've got a vintage Boba Fett, or a retro style Boba Fett. Let me grab it. Hang on. Oh, everything's falling over. So let's compare. All right. Looks like height-wise, about the same, maybe a nudge shorter. I like that they did move the rangefinder to the top. They put the dent in the helmet. Torso looks similar, except for the neckerchief. The gun is definitely better. So yeah, pretty much all around an improvement sculpt-wise from the vintage effort. Would be interesting to get a second one of these and do a mashup of parts and make like a perfected Boba Fett, you know, from the 80s. All right, and the backpack looks very similar to the classic figure as well. No rocket firing mechanism, but hello, Boba. Nice to see you. All right, look at this rifle. Wow, that's just perfected, really. No more Stormtrooper blaster for this guy. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, there they all are. Put Boba back there with the Mandos. Get all these little pieces of paper out of the way. And some of my debris and things from doing that. So there are all of my Mandalorian figures now taken off the cards and seen together loose. I don't know why it's not focusing like that. Well, this is the way, and I have spoken, so thanks for watching.